The year is 1518. The place is Strasbourg, a bustling city in the Holy Roman Empire, now modern-day France. In July of that year, an inexplicable event gripped the city, an event that would later become known as the Dancing Plague. It began innocently enough, with a single woman, Frau Troffea, starting to dance fervently in the streets. Her movements, far from being graceful or celebratory, were uncontrolled, almost manic. Frau Troffea danced for hours, even days on end, her body seemingly possessed by an unseen force. What began as an isolated incident quickly escalated into a public spectacle. Intrigued and perhaps somewhat amused, onlookers gathered to witness the strange behavior of Frau Troffea. Little did they know that they were about to become participants in one of history's most bizarre events. Within days, the strange affliction spread like wildfire. More and more people, seemingly unable to control their own bodies, joined Frau Troffea in her frenzied dance. The streets of Strasbourg transformed into a chaotic stage of involuntary movement, the air thick with the sounds of shuffling feet and heavy breathing. As days turned into weeks, the number of dancers in Strasbourg swelled to an alarming number. What had started with a single dancer quickly escalated into a full-blown epidemic, affecting as many as 400 people. The dancers, cutting across all ages and social classes, seemed to be in the throes of a collective madness. They danced day and night, their faces contorted in expressions of pain and exhaustion. Many collapsed from exhaustion only to resume their frantic movements after a short respite. Chroniclers of the time describe horrifying scenes of blood mingling with sweat on the dance floor. The dancers' bodies, pushed beyond their physical limits, bore the brunt of the relentless activity. Feet blistered, bled, and became infected. Clothes were ripped to shreds, leaving the dancers exposed to the elements. Still they danced on, driven by an unknown force. The authorities, baffled and alarmed by the escalating situation, struggled to find an explanation, let alone a cure. Was it a curse, a disease, or something more sinister? The answers remained elusive, lost in the swirling chaos of the Dancing Plague. The Dancing Plague held Strasbourg hostage for weeks, its grip on the city tightening with each passing day. The authorities, desperate for a solution, consulted medical experts. However, the physicians, well versed in the humoral theory that dominated medicine at the time, were baffled. They could find no rational explanation for the strange affliction that had befallen the city. Traditional remedies such as bloodletting and purging proved utterly ineffective. The plague continued unabated, the relentless rhythm of the dance echoing through the streets. In their desperation, the city officials turned to a different kind of remedy, music, reasoning that perhaps the dancers were simply afflicted with a strange kind of fever that could be treated with vigorous movement. They hired musicians to play upbeat tunes. Guild halls and open spaces were converted into makeshift dance floors. While this approach might seem counterintuitive, it was rooted in the belief that, like cures, like a principle that held some sway in 16th century medicine. Section 4, unraveling the mystery theories of the Dancing Plague. The Dancing Plague of 1518 remains one of history's most baffling enigmas. While several theories have been put forward over the centuries, none fully explain the strange events that unfolded in Strasbourg. One theory suggests that the plague was a manifestation of mass psychogenic illness, also known as mass hysteria. Proponents of this theory argue that the stressful social and economic conditions prevalent in Strasbourg at the time, coupled with superstitious beliefs, created a fertile ground for such an outbreak. Yet, critics point out that mass hysteria rarely manifests in such a physically demanding and prolonged manner. Another theory points to ergot poisoning as a possible culprit. Ergot, a fungus that grows on rye, can cause hallucinations, convulsions, and other neurological symptoms. The conditions in Strasbourg in 1518, with a damp spring followed by a hot summer, were ideal for ergot growth. However, this theory also has its shortcomings. Ergot poisoning, while capable of inducing hallucinations, does not typically cause people to dance uncontrollably for days or weeks on end. Section 5. Echoes of the Dancing Plague. The Dancing Plague of 1518, while unique in its scale and duration, was not an isolated incident. History is replete with accounts of similar, albeit smaller, outbreaks of dancing mania. In the 7th century, for instance, a strange dancing mania spread through several villages in Italy. And in the 14th century, during the throes of the Black Death, groups of people in Germany were known to dance wildly in the streets, often until they collapsed from exhaustion. These historical echoes suggest that the dancing plague, while unusual, was not entirely without precedent. The dancing plague of 1518 has also left an indelible mark on popular culture. The event has been the subject of numerous books, articles, and documentaries. It has also found its way into various art forms, including paintings, music, and even video games. The enduring fascination with the dancing plague underscores our continued struggle to comprehend the complexities of the human mind and the mysterious ways in which it can manifest itself, especially under duress. Section 6. A mystery for the ages. The dancing plague of 1518 remains an enigma, a chilling reminder of the mysteries that still linger in the annals of history. While we may never know for certain what caused hundreds of people to dance uncontrollably in the streets of Strasbourg, the event continues to fascinate and intrigue us. It serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of the human mind and the powerful influence of social and cultural factors on our behavior. The dancing plague, with its eerie imagery and unanswered questions, continues to haunt our collective imagination, a testament to the enduring power of historical mysteries. Perhaps the most enduring aspect of the dancing plague is not the search for a definitive explanation, but the event's ability to challenge our understanding of the past and ourselves. It serves as a stark reminder that even in our modern age of scientific advancement, there are some mysteries that continue to elude easy answers.